Hello friends, Dr. Pranab Kumar Chakraborty on behalf of Study Festivity presenting in front of you a topic on economics, and that is the topic is wealth definition or classic wealth definition of economics as given by the classical school. Okay, so yesterday in the previous in this phase, this is the phase of economics classes. One economic class was taken up and then the video was uploaded months back, and that is episode 101, and the next episode uploaded 102, and in these two classes I have clearly discussed the concept of economics in due tune from the grassroots. I started discussion as to economics, what the layman thinks, and gradually I am entering into the exact genesis of the topic. Okay, so yesterday I have told you in detail that what has been told, economics is the study of the scarcity of wealth. That was the basic concept. But that is not the conclusive concept. I have already told you the economics is not very old concept and not very new one also. The economics prevailed thousands of years back, but economics of today is dated from the middle of 18th century onwards. From the 18th century, middle of 18th century onwards till date, huge number of the students of economics, the scholars of economics have given numerous theories, numerous concepts, as to the nature, meaning, nature, scope and activities of economics. And the total, so far, the total given have been the total deliberation, total researches and total thoughts of those scholar economists have been categorized into 4 paths that I have already told you in 102 class पे. तो क्या क्या था वो बाबू? Number 1, classical economists, wealth definition; neoclassical economists, welfare definition; modern economists, scarcity oriented definition; and the comprehensive definition of economics has been given by Professor A. Samuelson. So we have yesterday in the last occasion I have cited, मैंने 4 गो आपको स्कूल के बारे में लिखे हैं. Today I am taking up the first school of thought, that is classical school of thought, who have given the definition of economics in the concept that economics is a science. Economics is a science which inquires into the nature and cause of wealth of nation. So that is the definition given by the classical school. In fact, this definition has been given by Adam Smith. Adam Smith. I would come to this part later on, but before that I would like to take up the whole topic in some different paths. The area of analysis today, the concept of schools and schools of thought. Number 2, classical school, then wealth meaning and definition, then classical economists, and after that the definition of the economics, the feature of the definition, basic aspects of the definition given, and finally I would consider the criticisms that have been leveled against this theory. Now first of all, what is concept of the school? Regarding school, what we know, हम लोग स्कूल हम लोगों के पास क्या है? स्कूल है वही जगह, वही प्लेस, जो जगह पे बहुत सारी लड़का लड़की सब इकट्ठा होते हैं, टीचर्स रहती हैं और रहते हैं, जहाँ पढ़ाई होता है. That is known as school. Okay, the school is a place of education, and this school includes each and every type of organization where education is important. It may be primary school, it may be secondary school, it may be higher secondary school, it may be college, it may be universities, or it may be any other organization where studies and educations are important. That is the concept of school. But in economics, whenever we are talking of the schools of thought, it does not mean a place, a building. Okay? Basically, schools of thought refers to the group of persons having the similar thoughts. A particular school is one where a good number of persons have the similar thought. The person or persons advocating the same similar thought, similar concept, that is a school. Okay, so school refers to, in economics or in any other studies, school, whenever we talk of schools of management, schools of accounting, schools of economics, schools of others, agora bagora jo hai jitna, whenever we talk of the schools of thought, means the same thought advocated by a group of persons. Clear? That is school. Clear? Next comes the classical school. Classical school of economics is the most old school of thought in economics. This thought, a group of economists, especially the man who showed the path, he was Adam Smith. He is regarded as the father of economics. The systematic study of economics started with Adam Smith of Great Britain. तो देखिए स्मिथ कहाँ का हो? स्मिथ ग्रेट ब्रिटेन के हैं. कौन टाइम पे? he started giving his ideas, he started having researches on economics in the latter part of the 18th century. So he has given a definition. What is definition? He has given the definition of economics as a science which inquires into the nature and cause of wealth of nation. So यही है definition जो एडम स्मिथ ने दिए हैं. और एडम स्मिथ को he is regarded as the father of economics, and in the latter stage, some important economists have advocated his view, and they constitute classical school of thought. And the most prominent among them are J.B. Say and Nathan Williams Sr. So they are the very, very prominent economists in the schools of classical schools of thought. Clear? So this is the school. Now what they have given? They have showed the very, very important thing, wealth definition. Before entering into the basic aspects of the theory का जो important aspects है उसको अंदर जाने का पहले मैं आप लोगों को wealth के बारे में बोलते हैं. Wealth क्या होता है? Simply सोचो. This definition was not given in this area, but what is general perception? Wealth हमको क्या बोलता है? संपद. हाँ, संपद कौन होता है? पकड़ लो, बहुत कुछ है दुनिया में, सब मेरा काम पे नहीं लगता है. जो मेरा काम पे लगता है वही मेरा पास संपद है. ओके, तो देखो, in order to be a wealth, it must have the basic features. Number one, it must have the capacity of functioning, that is functionability. काम करने का क्षमता होना चाहिए. Okay, so everything is the wealth. Everything is the wealth which can function properly. Okay, now see, you are staying in your house, it is a wealth. Okay, but can you reside in a tiled room during the cyclonic storm? You cannot. So it is not a wealth to you. व्हाई नॉट? देखो, यू कैन से हाँ सर रहता है तो, और टाली का घर पे रहता नहीं है, गोरू भेड़ा छागल ये भी तो लोग रहता है, गरीब इंसान रहता है, इट मे बी दैट, सो इट हैज़ द फंक्शन, इट कैन फंक्शन, so functionability is there, but since it is not fulfilling your needs, it is not a wealth to you. Are you getting me? मेरे ख्याल से आप लोग समझ रहे हो। तो वेल्थ होने के लिए पहला क्या चीज़ होना चाहिए? आपको इसको काम करने का क्षमता होना चाहिए। अभी देखो, ये जो चौक है, इस चौक पे मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? आई एम राइटिंग ओवर हियर. So this chalk can function, okay, whenever I am working in the board. But whenever I am to work in this page, will it be able to function? Certainly not. तो देखो, काम करने का क्षमता होना चाहिए। तो at the right time of writing in the examination hall, of my board, my chalk is not functioning. So at that concept, at that time it is not a wealth. But generally, in order to be wealth, it should have the capacity to function. Now consider the case of water. Okay, water को देखो, वाटर कम कर सकते हैं, वाटर हम सब कुछ कर सकते हैं, अच्छा वाटर पीते हैं, अच्छा तो नहाना धोना कल्टीवेशन के लिए और सब कुछ काम के लिए वाटर लगते हैं। तो वाटर कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है, व्हाट आर द फंक्शंस ऑफ वाटर, आई एम नॉट सपोज टू टेल ऑल दिस थिंग्स बिकॉज आप लोग बहुत अच्छे तरीके से जानते हो। बट ये जो तालाब का पानी, इट कैन फंक्शन, you can use it for fishing and other. Whenever you are using for the purpose of your for fishing activities, then it is your wealth to you. But if it does not come to you, then it is not an wealth to you. Okay, the water has its functionality, but it is not wealth to you until and unless it comes to your use. Okay, so next function is usefulness. यूजफुलनेस, काम है तुम्हारा काम पे, यानी यूजेबल, विच यू कैन यूज, बंगाली और हिंदी में व्यवहार योग्य, जो व्यवहार करने के लिए हो, उसको विच कैन बी यूज्ड। ओके, सो देखो, नंबर फर्स्ट फंक्शन फीचर इज फंक्शनेबिलिटी। इन ऑर्डर टू बी वेल इट मस्ट बी एबल टू फंक्शन। नंबर टू, यूजफुलनेस। यूजफुलनेस मीन्स जो हम यूज़ कर सकते हैं, ये इसको व्यवहारकारी गुण होना चाहिए। क्लियर। और थर्ड वन देखो, पानी हम लोग तो यूज़ करते हैं, तो पानी को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, रिसोर्स ये बोल सकते हैं, वेल्थ बोल सकते हैं। ओके, बट हम इसको वेल्थ होता। अभी देखो, घर से उस दिन हम जा रहे थे रास्ता पे, म्यूनिसिपैलिटी टैप वाटर वाज ओपन एंड द वाटर वाज कमिंग आउट ऑफ दैट। तो जो आपको वेल्थ होगा, आप इसी तरीके से उसको बर्बाद कीजिएगा क्या? नहीं, बर्बाद कीजिएगा कभी नहीं। तो देखिए, इट इज़ फंक्शनेबल, इट कैन हैव द कैपेसिटी ऑफ टू फंक्शन, इट कैन कम टू योर यूज, बट यू आर पेइंग नो अटेंशन टू दैट। लेकिन कंसिडर द केस ऑफ द महाराष्ट्र or Rajasthan or some southern states of India during the summer season. Summer season में क्या होता है? पीने वाला पानी नहीं मिलता है। चलो 15 किलोमीटर, 20 किलोमीटर, 40 किलोमीटर जाओ, कुछ पानी लेकर आओ, then it becomes your wealth. Okay, तो wealth होने के लिए क्या होना चाहिए? जो हमारा पास ज़्यादा है वो wealth नहीं है। क्लियर। और जो बहुत कमती है वही मेरा पास वेल्थ है, एंड दैट इज द स्केयरसिटी। सो स्केयरसिटी, विरलता यानी कमती होना चाहिए। स्केयरसिटी मीन्स जितना हमको चाहिए उससे कमती। आज देखो, तुम्हारा पास खर्चा, मोबाइल खरीद करने के लिए तुमको 40,000 रुपया की ज़रूरत है, लेकिन तुम्हारा पास है 5,000 रुपया, तब तुम क्या करोगे? इधर उधर इकट्ठा करोगे, ठीक है ना? और लेकिन जो अमीर इंसान का बेटा है, वो बाबू तेरा का 40 चाहिए, मोबाइल खरीदा, छोड़िए ना, उसको कुछ नहीं चाहिए, बहुत है। क्यों? बिकॉज दे हैव अबंडेंट। तो तुम्हारा पास वही वेल्थ होगा, वही रिसोर्स होगा तुम्हारा, जो तुम्हारा जिसको अंदर में स्कार्सिटी होना चाहिए, माने दैट इज सप्लाई, डिमांड इज more than supply, then it is scarcity. And since scarcity is there, we take care of that, we maintain it, we preserve it. Okay, so in order to be wealth have the functionability, it have the feature which is useful, which is useful to for us, and which is scarce in relation to its demand, in relation to its supply and demand, and these are the features. Okay, features of wealth. Clear? और तो वेल्थ इज दैट, एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो नोन एज ए रिसोर्स. ओके, इसको हम रिसोर्स भी बोल सकते हैं, यानी संपद, रिसोर्स. एंड दिस रिसोर्स इज वेल्थ. क्लियर? सो द बेसिक फीचर्स ऑफ रिसोर्स आर फंक्शनेबिलिटी, यूजफुलनेस एंड स्कैरसिटी. एनीथिंग that has these three features will be regarded as resource, and this resource is equal to wealth. Clear? Now these wealth are of two types. Okay, one is material wealth and the other one is non-material. तुम्हारा घर है, तुम्हारा घर में तुम्हारा जो पैसा है, तुम्हारा बगीचा है, तुम्हारा गाड़ी है, स्कूटर है, ये ऑल, तुम्हारा मम्मी को पास गहना है, all are your resource. These are material resource. But your घर का कल्चर, तुम्हारा एजुकेशन, okay, all these are your wealth also, but it is non-material. Okay, so wealths are of two types. One is material wealth, which is tangible, which can be seen, okay, and what is non-material wealth, which cannot be seen, that is which is intangible, that is also wealth, and it is non-material wealth. But here in this our classical economists have always given respect to the material wealth. देखो, material wealth is the cornerstone of the classical thoughts of economics. Material wealth, they have not paid proper attention to non-material wealth of life, aspects of life. The non-material aspects of life constitute a very, very important aspect. Education, fellow feeling, love, affection, all these have huge impact in your life, in the life of everybody, but that has not been paid attention by the classical economists. So this is their lacuna, and they always consider the concept of economic man. What is economic man? An economic man is one who always try to enhance his wealth, who has the tendency to go on increasing his wealth for his self-interest. Okay, so देखो, economic man has got the objective of self-interest. मेरे को अपना इंटरेस्ट देखना चाहिए. I am not at all ready to take the interest of other. If you are interested to take if you are supposed to take care of the interest of other, then you are not an economic man, because what comes in, your fellow feeling is there, your affection is there. Okay, so you are more concerned with non-material aspects also of life. Clear? So economic man means the man who thinks for his own interest, number one, and number two, who always goes on enhancing his wealth. He is the economic man. Clear? And accumulation of wealth constitute the welfare. So as per to them, wealth is equals to welfare. So wealth is equals to welfare. It is the concept of the classists. Okay, and here wealth refers to material wealth, and this material wealth is the cause of human welfare. But what they have not considered, they have not considered the non-material part of life. I am coming to this analysis. Okay, now so these points I have already cleared, friend, and the pertinent issues which are very, very important for the classical important in classical definition, that is economic man, material wealth, non-material aspects of life, all these have been discussed. Now I am coming to these aspects. Okay, who are classists. Now I am coming to the classical schools of economics. Not what is the definition given by them, but I am taking proper note over here as to their basic features. The classical economists always stress on economic growth of the country, of the nation. Economic growth means the growth of wealth, and this economic growth is possible through what? Through production, more production, and more production. So production and accumulation, more accumulation. So production and accumulation of wealth is the basic facets of their analysis. ठीक है? Production means उत्पादन, accumulation means इकट्ठा करना, क्या इकट्ठा कीजिएगा? wealth को, और एक काम तो आपको करना पड़ेगा, and that is economic man. Number 2, ये काम करने के लिए आपको freedom होना चाहिए. Okay? So the persons who are in charge of producing and accumulating wealth must have the appropriate freedom in their hands. देखो आप लोग, they have advocated, in order to give the freedom, they have advocated the laissez-faire policy. Laissez-faire, it is a French concept. Laissez-faire concept is, in economics, there is no government control in the economic activities of the organization. Consider the case of America, United States, Canada. There are no government controls over the economy. They are enjoying the open market. Everything, their defense activities are also, defense production and distribution and allocation is also in the hands of the private individual. So laissez-faire is concerned with absolute freedom of the private individuals. Laissez-faire. And there is no government control or less government control. And the production, and as production is there, accumulation is there, distribution might have been there, so it will rest in the hands of the private individual. So this economy is known as market economy. Clear? So the classical thoughts centers around these issues. They have given the trace on economic growth. Economic growth means production, accumulation, and distribution of wealth. Okay, so this is the economic growth. Next one, economic freedom. In order to, what are the basic economic activities? Basic economic से क्या है बाबू? Production है, number 1. Number 2, accumulation है. Number 3, distribution है. And number 4, consumption is also there. So it is absolutely the individual men are free to work in this ground as per their will. There should be no government control. They are the free player to operate in the market, and this concept is known as laissez-faire concept, open economy concept. A time was there in the then Soviet Russia, before their segregation in 1991, Soviet Union was absolutely socialist economy. Okay. Here the laissez-faire economy was advocated by, had been advocated by the Americans. So they are having, this is known as capitalist economy. No government control, and when the government control is there, that is known as socialist economy. Okay, socialist economy. And a time was there when in United States of America, that is the greatest example of socialist economy. Everything, what you eat, what you do, what you not do, how much you will eat, it was decided by the government. And now it is also prevailing in North Korea. Okay, clear? It is still prevailing. And there are other countries also where socialism is followed. But absolutely strict socialism is not being followed anywhere else other than North Korea. Where what India is doing? India, after their independence, India tilted to, adopted the socialistic pattern of society. So there were two authorities. One, capitalists were also there, but the government participation and intervention also there. And we were regarded as closed economy. But right now, with the passage of time, our government different governments have taken different steps to liberalize our economy, and we are more advancing towards open economy, and our government control is going to be reduced gradually. But still, there are areas where government controls are absolutely there. Okay, so there are three types of economy. One is absolutely laissez-faire economy, open economy like America, a closed economy, socialist economy like the then USSR, presently North Korea, and socialistic pattern of society which India has been following. Okay, so this is the related area I have related to these issues that I have to spell out. Now come to the main definition. What is the definition? The economics is a science. I have already told you, science or study or discipline or area of knowledge. It is the subject. Clear? That deals with what? That deals with which inquires into the nature and cause of wealth of nation, और nation का, देश का जो wealth है, संपद है, इसको nature और इसको cause, ये कैसे बनेगा, कैसे तैयार होगा, कैसे एक्यूमुलेट होगा, कैसे डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड होगा, कैसे ये तुम्हारा कंजम्पशन होगा, all basically decide by the economics. So it is they gives us the layout of how production, accumulation, distribution and consumption of wealth will be carried on. Okay? So this is their definition, and economics is that study which is concerned with wealth, and that is why it is known as wealth definition of economics. And to them, wealth equals to welfare. I have here in different occasions I have told you, each and every individual will basically tries to maximize his welfare. हम सबसे अच्छा तरीका से रहे हैं, और ये वेलफेयर का आज के दिन पे हम लोग सोचेंगे हमको क्या अच्छा रोटी कपड़ा मकान चाहिए, खाने का चीज़ चाहिए, अच्छा पहनने का कपड़ा, रहने का अच्छा जाएगा, एट द सेम टाइम मेरे एजुकेशन होना चाहिए, मेरा कल्चर होना चाहिए, मेरा रिक्रिएशन होना चाहिए, मेरा फिजिकल फिटनेस होना चाहिए, मेरा सोशलिबिलिटी बढ़ाना चाहिए. सो ऑल दीज आर द डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ आवर ब्यूटीफुल लाइफ. क्लियर? बट दिस इज द टोटल वेलफेयर एज वी व्यू, एज माई व्यू इज टू. बट to Adam Smith and the as a classical economist, they consider only the welfare is equated to wealth. तो मेरा हाथ पे पैसा है तो मेरा वेलफेयर है, मेरा हाथ पे पैसा नहीं है तो वेलफेयर नहीं है. आज सोचो, तुम्हारा हाथ में करोड़ों रुपया है, लेकिन तुम्हारा समाज में कोई इज्जत नहीं है, लोग तुमको गाली गलौज देते हैं, गाड़ी है जब तुम्हारा गाड़ी जाता है लोग गाली देते हैं, अरे दौर ऐसा देखो फलाना चोर अच्छा चोर जा रहा है. तो क्या, इज इट द वेलफेयर? इज इट द एसेट टू देम? इट इज द वेल्थ टू देम? सर्टनली नॉट. ओके, सो टू देम वेल्थ इज equal to welfare. So it is their view. But this concept, देखो, I am considering it emphasizes especially on wealth, that people earn and spend wealth. To them, wealth equals to welfare. Okay, I have already told you over there. But that thing, human, देखो, here this is the feature and this is the objection. Human welfare has been ignored. Okay, to them welfare equals to wealth, accumulation and production and acquisition of wealth equals to your wealth. But human welfare, the welfare also has got two dimension. One is material dimension and the other is non-material dimension. लव, अफेक्शन, फेलो फीलिंग, सोशल प्रेस्टीज, ऑनर. देखो आजकल नेता लोग आजकल क्या करते हैं, देखो आपके पास बहुत पैसा है, बहुत कुछ एजुकेशन बहुत है, फिर भी हम पॉलिटिक्स करते हैं, हम मंत्री बनना चाहते हैं. क्यों? बिकॉज माई मोटिवेशन. ऑल्दो देयर इज सम इकोनॉमिक अमंग द टूडेज नेता, आजकल का नेता के अंदर में मोटिवेशन है पैसा कमाने के लिए पॉलिटिक्स में जाते हैं, फिर भी देयर आर गुड नंबर ऑफ पर्सन्स who basically go for politics for their personal satisfaction. So when he is coming to politics for personal satisfaction, would you call it in wealth? Certainly not. It is wealth to them, but to these classicists, that is not an wealth. देखो, तो their emphasis on wealth in material nature. Human welfare has been ignored, and देखो materialism has been emphasized too much. Higher values have been ignored. This is the first point you think it, the specific emphasis on wealth. Wealth equals to material wealth. Wealth equals to material wealth. As per sorry, as per the classical economists, wealth equals to material well-being. Clear? Production and accumulation of wealth is our objective. But this materialism has been emphasized too much. Higher values are ignored. That is non-material aspects of life. What I have told you, social prestige, honor, respect, recreation, love and affection, caring, all this, these are very, very important. No? आपको पास बहुत पैसा है, आपको बीवी आपको छोड़ के चली गई, आपको लड़का लड़की आपसे दिखा नहीं करते हैं, तो आपको ज़िंदगी अच्छा होगा नहीं. बट आपको पास पैसा है, आपको पास गाड़ी बाड़ी सब कुछ है, तो क्लासिकल इकोनॉमिक्स टेलिंग बस ठीक है वेल्थ है, बट दैट इज द ऑब्जेक्शन. ओके, सो मेटीरियलिज्म हैज़ बीन गिवन मच मोर एंड ह्यूमन वेलफेयर हैज़ बीन इग्नोर्ड, क्योंकि वेलफेयर हैज़ गॉट टू डायमेंशन, वन इज मेटीरियल डायमेंशन एंड द अदर इज नॉन मेटीरियल डायमेंशन. नॉन मेटीरियल डायमेंशन ऑफ वेलफेयर wealth has been ignored by the classical economists. Inquiry into the creation of wealth. This theory is basically concerned with how the wealth are to be created. How the wealth are to be created. Wealth कैसे पैदा होगा, कहाँ से पैदा होगा, कैसे पैदा होगा, that is their issue. Clear? So that is the feature. Economic man, the concept of economic man, I have already told you who is an economic man. An economic man is one who is interested with self-interest and by increasing their wealth. Concept of economic man, and that is the very, very important aspects. देखो पहले क्लासिकल इकोनॉमिक्स का अंदर में सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट क्या है? नंबर वन है वेल्थ. वेल्थ मीन्स मटेरियल वेल्थ. प्रोडक्शन एंड एक्यूमुलेशन वेल्थ शुड बी आवर कंसर्न. नंबर टू, we should always try to find out how the wealth can be created, where from the wealth can be accumulated. So that is our task. The concept of economic man refers to the man who is self-interested, who is guided by his own interest and always try to amassing much more wealth and much more wealth. So this is the concept of economic man, and a study on the nature of wealth, that is material good. Clear? So in लोगों का nature of wealth means material good. So these are the basic features of classical economists definition, wealth definition. Here I have already told you materialism has been emphasized too much and non-material aspects have been ignored. The basic values of life. Values of life are the most important thing to have a very meaningful life. Okay? सिर्फ पैसा से, ज़्यादा खाने से आपको शरीर अच्छा नहीं होगा. हाँ, आपको शरीर अच्छा रहने के लिए आपको व्यायाम करना पड़ेगा, आपको रिक्रिएशन करना पड़ेगा, स्विमिंग में जाना पड़ेगा, दोस्त लोगों के साथ मिलना पड़ेगा. सो यू मस्ट हैव द हैप्पी गो लकी. आपको हर तरीके से आप एंजॉय कीजिएगा. द नैरो व्यू ऑफ वेल्थ, आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू, नॉन मटेरियल गुड्स हैव बीन इग्नोर्ड. So they have used the term wealth in a restricted sense, and man has been given a secondary place. Yes. So in this definition, they have not given any respect to man. They have not given the respect to wealth. Which wealth? Non-material, material. So material wealth is first, man is second. Okay. So man is the secondary aspect. And another, the problem of scarcity has been ignored. Scarcity, the concept of scarcity is the basis of economics. Okay, हम इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ेंगे कि नहीं, हम इकोनॉमिक एटीट्यूड दिखाएंगे कि नहीं, ये सब किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है? जब हमारा पास संपत्ति बहुत कमती है, विरलता यानी अप्राचुर्य. हमारा पास बहुत होता तो दो क्या जो, अरे पैसा आता है, आओ खाओ दाओ मज़ा मस्ती करो, बस ठीक है. जब ये हमारा पास नहीं है, आज हम आप लोगों को एक बोले थे ना उस दिन, हम पॉकेट में 5,000 रुपया लेकर मछली खरीद करने गए. दुकान में गए तो बाज़ार में गए, मछली कितना करके, तो बाबू अच्छा मछली बड़ा साइज़ का 4-4.5 kg साइज़ का, ये आपको 3,000 रुपया kg होगा. हाँ, मेरा पास 10,000 है, सो पकड़ लो. तो बगल में वो बोल रहा है कौन? निखिल हेला बोल रहा है. निखिल हेला के पास 10,000 रुपया है. वो बोल लो हाँ दे दीजिए. कितना? 2 kg दे दीजिए. 2 kg का साइज है ना? बोला हाँ 2 kg साइज है. 3 kg है, 3 kg दे दीजिए. और उधर उसको बगल में खड़ा होकर हम देख रहे हैं, मेरा पॉकेट में 500 रुपया है, हम क्या इलिस माछ हमको खाना है क्या? इलिस माछ का वो जो आँस जो है वही लेना है हमको। हम उसको बोलेंगे बाबू इलिस माछ तो उसको दे दो, तेल तो हमको दे दो, एटलीस्ट घर में जाकर बोले तो इलिस माछ का टाइप कुछ आया है ना। तो मेरा पास बहुत पैसा होता निखिल हेला का माफिक, तो मैं क्या करते, पॉकेट से पैसा लेकर मान दो, हाँ ठीक है, हाँ बाबू बाबू हम एक्स्ट्रा दे दिए, बाबू बाबू आप थोड़ा सा पैसा जो लेकर जाइए, ज़्यादा दे दिए, अरे बड़ी वो तू राख दे ना, क्या सोच है। लेकिन जब मैं 500 रुपया मेरे घर गए, हमको मछली खरीद करना है, आलू पटल खरीद करना है, सब कुछ खरीद करना है, तो हमसे होगा, तब हम सोच के, मेरा डिमांड है 10,000 का, लेकिन मेरा पास है कितना, 500 का, तब भी तो हम बार्गेनिंग करेंगे। हाँ शिबू आलू कितना, बेगाइन कितना करके, बोला सर बेगन 50 टाका, अपना जन्य 40 टाका, अरे ना 40 टाका होगा ना रे भाई, 40 रुपया में नहीं होगा तो 20 रुपया कर, 20 रुपया पहुँचा, ना ये नहीं होगा, ठीक है 25 रुपये दीजिए, बार्गेनिंग हमको करना पड़ेगा। हाँ हमको क्या, जब लोग शुरू में मार्केट में चीज़ अच्छा रहता है, बहुत सारे लोग रहते हैं, है ना, बहुत सब माल लेकर खरीद करके चले जाता है, अंत में बहुत गिर के रहता है, जो कोई नेता नहीं है। तो मेरा प्रैक्टिस है कि उस टाइम पे बाजार जाओ, कमती पैसा में चीज़ खरीद करके लेकर चले आओ, खरीद कर लेकर चले आओ बार्गेनिंग करके, क्योंकि चांस बहुत होगा। तो बिकॉज इट इज़, आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू इन द लास्ट क्लास, इन क्लास 102, इट इज़ स्कैरसिटी, it is the human behavior, it is the interaction of human beings with the different institution that constitute the study of economics. So when scarcity issue has been ignored, there is no question of economics too, and then more stress on the concept of economic man, that I have already told you. So friends, these are the criticisms and these are the basic features. I have discussed each and every aspects of classical definition. You go through, if you go through this class minutely, there will be a good number of questions on the MCQ, objective type question. You can easily answer out of that. Mind it, friend. There are basic issues which you have to take into account. I am letting you know. Number 1, the concept of school. Number 2, the schools of thought. Number 3, classical schools. Number 4, wealth and resource, meaning and definition and features. And who are the classical economists? What the classical economics existed at one time. They started functioning in the 18th or middle of 18th and the 19th, in the 19th century they were prevalent. And what are the basic tenets of the classical economist? Why economic growth, economic freedom, laissez-faire policy, market economy, and government control, less government control. So these are the different facets. And the definition, this is the definition. This definition has been given by Adam Smith. Okay, and who is regarded as the father of economics? It is Adam Smith who is regarded as the father of economics. And now their basic definition is that this definition basically highlighted this aspect: economic man, material wealth. Okay, and so this is the two basic tenets, and these are the different features, and these are the criticisms. Those have been leveled against the theory. Okay, so thank you, friend. Minutely go through the topic minutely. You might have some queries, and if any, you may text me in my WhatsApp number. That will be given at the flag end of the video. Okay, so stay tuned, stay fine.